A warm welcome in Yathrib, the Ansar's embrace. The people of Yathrib, later known as Medina, welcomed the Prophet Muhammad and his followers with open arms. They had heard of Muhammad's message of monotheism and social justice. They were drawn to his teachings which resonated with their own values. The people of Yathrib, known as the Ansar, or helpers, offered their homes and resources to the Muslims who migrated from Mecca. The Ansar's embrace was genuine and heartfelt. They recognized the Prophet Muhammad as a true messenger of God. They were eager to learn from him and to live by the principles of Islam. The Ansar's support was crucial in establishing the first Muslim community in Medina. The Prophet's arrival in Medina marked a turning point in the history of Islam. It signified the beginning of a new era, one in which Muslims could practice their faith freely and openly. The warmth and sincerity of the Ansar's welcome provided a stark contrast to the hostility and persecution the Muslims had faced in Mecca. The bond between the Muhajirun, migrants from Mecca, and the Ansar laid the foundation for a strong and united Muslim community. It was a testament to the power of faith and brotherhood to overcome adversity and build a better future. Yathrib was not chosen randomly as the destination for the migration. Its strategic location and social climate made it an ideal sanctuary for the fledgling Muslim community. Situated north of Mecca, Yathrib provided a safe distance from the immediate threat of the Quraysh tribe. Unlike Mecca, where the economy revolved around polytheistic pilgrimages, Yathrib's economy was based on agriculture and trade, making it less dependent on the Quraysh's influence. This economic independence would prove vital for the Muslims' survival and growth. Moreover, Yathrib was home to various Arab and Jewish tribes. The Prophet Muhammad saw an opportunity to foster interfaith dialogue and build a more inclusive society. He believed that by establishing a just and equitable society in Medina, he could demonstrate the universal appeal of Islam. The choice of Yathrib as the destination for the hijrah, or migration, was a testament to the Prophet Muhammad's strategic foresight. It allowed the Muslim community to escape persecution, establish its own identity, and grow in a more tolerant and supportive environment. Life for the early Muslims in Mecca was fraught with challenges and dangers. The Quraysh, the dominant tribe in Mecca and custodians of the Kaaba, felt threatened by the Prophet Muhammad's message of monotheism. They saw Islam as a threat to their social order and economic interests, which heavily relied on polytheistic practices. As Muhammad's following grew, so did the persecution faced by the Muslims. They were subjected to verbal abuse, social boycott, and even physical violence. The Quraysh attempted to suppress the spread of Islam by any means necessary. The persecution in Mecca reached a point where it became unbearable for many Muslims. The Prophet Muhammad, despite facing constant threats to his life, continued to preach the message of Islam. His resilience and unwavering faith inspired his followers to persevere in the face of adversity. The harsh realities of life in Mecca made it clear that the Muslims needed a safe haven where they could practice their faith freely. The migration to Yathrib offered a glimmer of hope in a time of great hardship. Yathrib offered the Muslim community several advantages over Mecca, particularly in terms of security and economic prospects. The city's location, further away from the Quraysh's immediate influence, provided a much-needed respite from persecution. This geographical advantage allowed the Muslims to regroup, consolidate, and establish a stronger community. Economically, Yathrib presented new opportunities. The city's agricultural base and its involvement in trade routes provided alternative sources of income for the Muhajirun, who had left behind their livelihoods in Mecca. This economic independence was crucial for the Muslims to thrive and build a self-sustaining community. Furthermore, Yathrib's diverse population, with its existing Jewish and Arab tribes, created a more tolerant environment. The Prophet Muhammad saw this diversity as an opportunity to foster interfaith dialogue and promote a more inclusive society. He believed that by establishing a just and equitable society in Yathrib, he could demonstrate the universal values of Islam. The security and economic opportunities offered by Yathrib, coupled with its more tolerant social fabric, made it an ideal